Moving to official practice.
That's what I should have done before.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for any technical issues there. Oh, it sounds like I'm being picked up, which is great. So, welcome back to Diriyah in Saudi Arabia, or at least it looks that way, doesn't it? Yeah, but it is, of course, we're not really in Saudi Arabia. It's just a virtual. It's just a game. It's R Factor 2, ladies and gents. In case you hadn't noticed, you see the historic World Heritage Site, a UNESCO World Heritage Site in the background. That was razed to the ground by the Ottomans in the 15th century. So some might say the Ottomans had the right idea, but you know, I think death and destruction is not to be encouraged, and certainly the people of Saudi Arabia probably don't want to be reminded of that. So anyway, that's probably not why they made it a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But anyway, we are about to get underway, I believe, in qualifying. So let us briefly recap what the groups are going to be. I already talked about the top 5 in the championship standings. Stefan says, "Who this? This is Edward Hunter, by the way. That's me, Edward, on my own, doing commentary at my favourite racetrack in the whole Formula E calendar, which of course would be Diriyah, as we see practice continuing. But I may as well tee you up and prepare you for the first qualifying group, because, ladies and gents, it's a doozy. So here we go. Group 1 will be The Gaming Barry, who I'm assuming is the guy I saw earlier. So Barry will be in Group 1, with Adrian Diego, Joshua Hamilton, Milan Rakovic, and Pascal Eggert. So that's the new guys, and Samuel Capriola, who was complaining here and in Rome about struggling to really. I think the way he phrased it was a skill issue. But we saw him drifting that purple car around the final corner there. Certainly, there are a lot of drivers that are learning on the job, and this Formula E car, we've seen several races where drivers have damaged the steering and had to carry on as it buckles to the left. We've seen Jack Giuliano in Rome being eliminated on the first lap with the wheel disappearing off the car very quickly. I don't think it was entirely his fault, but we only really saw the aftermath on stream at least. I'm sure Jack could illuminate the situation at some point. But certainly we'll hope he gets a bit further here. And this is the bobsleigh section as we run aboard Dennis Vierenga as he gets a drift on. That's a sort of downhill kind of section through, about turns 4 all the way through to 14. It's sort of squiggly left and right. But here we go, he's just gone through turn 17, he's approaching turn 18. It was just after the start line. And that little chicane there as we go back to Samuel Capriola. And we're about 3 minutes away, I think, from the start of qualifying. So we should see the 5 drivers I mentioned. That would be, of course, Barry Benson, I believe, registered under the name of the main character from the B movie in Group 1, along with Adrian Diego, Joshua Hamilton, Milan Rakovic, and Pascal Eggert. So that's the top 3 in the championship with 2 of the new guys. Group 2, incidentally, is Nick Conan, La Flame, Ten Sonneveld, Christoph Rosinski, and Nitro. Group 3 will be Tobias Blumschein, Nick Homewood, Samuel Capriola, Zaze, and Joe Blahoven. Group 4 finally will be Jonathan Jones, Stefan G, Dennis Vierenga, Mark, and Jack Giordano. Now, of course, I believe Pascal told me just before we started streaming that there's only going to be 3 groups, so I think we might see we might just see the championship leaders in the first groups. That would be Hamilton, Rakovic, Eggert. Samuel Capriola drifts it through the bobsled section, and that's somebody alongside him, one of the that looked like one of the VMS red cars. Or was it VMS orange, of course? No, it might have been Into the Points red. As you look at Capriola again exiting the pit lane. It's certainly an interesting mix, this Diriyah circuit, of course. Let's look at the Accelerate banners for Formula Accelerate, where this track was built for. No doubt under protest, of course, but they built it, and certainly one of the better ones that we have access to, I guess, in terms of faithfulness to real life. And so like I say, there is a long straight, certainly, and that's of course where attack mode will be, just on the exit of in the middle of turn 19, of course, isn't it? Turn 19 to 20. And that is going to be where the strategy will. So there'll be 2 activations of attack mode for 4 minutes each. Very similar to Rome, in fact. And the strategy will be interesting because the cars will go off and they'll get that extra 250 kilowatt max power energy. Here we go. This is Lahoven. You'll see attack mode just on the to the right on the outside there, from the driver's point of view. There's the pit entry. So the drivers will be certainly planning their strategy depending on where they are in the race. As Capriola's actually tested attack mode out on this lap. Going for a few full power runs there. Of course, they won't have access to that in qualifying. It'll just be the full 200 kilowatts, I guess. That you or 200? Is it 220? I think it's about 200. Whoa! Sonneveld getting that's 10 Sonneveld, of course. In the other VMS car. Back into the points red. I'm pretty sure it's 10 Sonneveld drives for VMS. Yes, he does. VMS under its racing red. So I did remember correctly, as there is a yellow in the third and final sector in this practice session. And Sonneveld 12th at the moment, as that looks like the server ticking over. So we could be about to see Group 1 get underway. In fact, yes we are, as the sky changes colour to an ominous dark cloud. I'm sure that's not signifying anything sinister whatsoever, as Pascal Eggert approaches the end of the pit lane and waits. So it'll be interesting to see Eggert, Hamilton, and Rakovic, along with perhaps Adrian Diego if he's around. There we go. It looks very dark all of a sudden. This is very bizarre. I hope we haven't randomly booted to a... Yeah, it's weird, because it doesn't look like night. It looks like very, very early morning, perhaps, before the sun's gone up. Certainly interesting, and as look at Eggert really sliding around, trying to get the tyres into an operating window. Of course, these Michelins. The road car tyres, that's designed to the Michelin EV Sport, I believe they're called. And they are designed to be exactly the same as the, or very similar to the road car tyres that Michelin offers for their sportier models. And of course they will work in the wet and work in the dry. No chance of rain here really, of course, it being Saudi Arabia, of course. As Eggert goes towards what looks like the starting line. He's still on the out lap, of course. Now that's the start line, not the finish line, or the start-finish line where the lap time will begin. He's just coming up to that now, actually. Pascal Eggert. I mean, Rakovic and Hamilton are out there at the same time, along with. So it's everyone in the group then, it would seem. So here we go. Pascal Eggert gets his first flying lap underway. Through the technical section he goes. Through the bobsled then, through turns 4 all the way through to turn 10. 14, sorry. Go off board to have another look at it. Yep, still very, very dark. I'm surprised that I don't have headlights on the front of these Formula E cars, as there we go. Eggert exits the bobsled section. And what kind of lap times has he just been setting? Was a 24.1 in the first sector, 20.2, fastest of anyone in the second sector. Who else is out there at the moment? Looks like Barry Benson has gone on for a 24.4 in the first sector. As Rakovic has actually gone faster by quite a margin in the first sector than Pascal Eggert. But Pascal Eggert goes towards the timing line now, and so it's a 1:13.6, so that is the marker to beat then. Let's see what Rakovic can do. Here he is. Powering towards the line now. Should be much faster than Pascal Eggert. Purple in the first 2 sectors. He's just coming through that chicane, and then he's got the turn 20 and turn 21 to negotiate. Here we go through turn 20. Looks neat and tidy as Benson 1.8 off the pace. Barry Benson. Very B. Benson, to give him his full name, of course. As Rakovic, there we go. So it's a 1:12.4, a very impressive time by him. There's Barry, by the way, buzzing away. Disappointing livery, actually. I would expect him to be in yellow, black and yellow. But he's using Michael Steffel's livery, funnily enough. Let's see if Joshua Hamilton is setting the timer screen alight. No, he's just about to start his lap. Let's ride on board, shall we? The IPR, the championship leader. This is very crucial then. So here we go. Through that little chicane. He's about to start the lap then. As the sun continues to rise, we're getting a bit of better visibility then. There we go, 1:12.4. He's surely got to beat Eggert's time at least, and possibly Rakivic's as well if he wants to get into Superpole, which is going to be crucial later. Oh, over the curb we go then. And under the historic World Heritage Monument, which looks like it's made of cardboard in this game, but rest assured it's made of pretty sturdy stone. There's a yellow in the first sector, but Hamilton continues as we go into the bobsled section through turns 4, 5, 6, 7, and oh, the rear almost lets go, and Joshua Hamilton does well to save that, but tags the wall on exit. That could be disastrous for him if he's not careful, but he is marginally faster than Mijan Rakovic. Rakovic, who of course crashed out last time in Rome. Hamilton, who won in Rome, so he's the man flying high at the moment. Diego goes third fastest, and Hamilton loses the rear. Oh, what a save there! As here we go. That was a turn 17. He was just and 16. He was just drifting all the way through. That was very impressive, and I think Hamilton has actually gone back to the pit lane there. Oh, sorry. I'm not sure what's happening here, ladies and gents. There's a bit of a issue with the calendar popping up. So that's just a reminder then, in the middle of qualifying, of oh dear. Sorry about that. Let's get rid of the calendar. As the server seems to have reset. I'm not sure what happened there. So bear with us, please, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll let you know if Josh Hamilton, who's just about to come towards the line, I believe, or is he in the pit lane? Certainly doesn't seem like there's a lot of on-track action at the moment. So I will have a look and see what on earth happened there, because I seemed like I had an issue, and then Joshua Hamilton complaining about the pit lane exit and the mirrors being obscured. I'm not sure what on earth happened there, because I had an issue, and it seemed like the game had an issue at the same time. So I'm just going to sit back, ladies and gents, and we'll have to hope that things get sorted out. Strange things seem to happen in Saudi Arabia, don't they? In Diriyah. But let's hope not the bad variety anymore. So I can tell you, no drivers out on track at the moment. I'm not sure if that first part of qualifying will stand, but that was certainly quite a slide from Joshua Hamilton that we were on board with. And it would have been interesting to see where he would have filtered out, but I guess we won't know for sure now, because he didn't quite get to finish off that lap. But anyway, if you've been enjoying this commentary, solo commentary, and somebody's saying they can hear now, so I assume that's the game sound and not the just me they're talking about. It looks like the I can see a default car on the screen. There we go. Looks like we have finally been let back into the server. At least it's loading all the assets currently. Looks like we'll be doing Group 1 again, I guess. So, as we wait for the server to restart, and it looks like somebody going back on track, let's have a brief reminder of the calendar, of course. You should be seeing on stream, as I believe we are having to reset the game here. You should be seeing on stream the next couple of races that the Formula E calendar will be visiting. Not that we're eager to leave Saudi Arabia, of course, such a lovely place, but of course after this we travel on the 6th of April to Marrakesh in Morocco, which was the time decider last season, then to Punta del Este in Uruguay, which of course is on the 20th of April, and that's going to be a great track. We haven't visited that in the championship before at this point. Then round 6 will be Bern, Switzerland on the 4th of May. Great track, Bern, of course. Although certainly has its fiddly chicanes here and there, so we'll have to see. He's formerly not visited it since Season 5. And then the title decider, hopefully, unless it's been decided already, will be on the 18th of May at a mystery circuit. So I don't think it's going to be like Formula Sim Racing where they do a vote in the community. But certainly Pascal and all the people in charge of the championship will indeed pick a circuit. So we are just trying to get back into the game now, because it certainly seemed like we were having an issue joining the server. That's with a restart that's been resolved now, but I can tell you that Rakovic, Diego and Benson are currently circulating, and that Group 1 is back underway then. Let's hope that Joshua Hamilton and Pascal Eggert have made it. You would assume Pascal would start if he wasn't there. Apologies for all the disruption, but at the moment Adrian Diego has just set a 24.4, which is the fastest time in the session. Of course, it's the first time anyone's set, and it's almost immediately beaten by Miljan Rakovic, who's gone a whole second faster, 23.495. In the second set, too, set at 20.4. So Rakovic picking up where he left off, really, in the reset Group 1. 212.1 kilometers per hour as he approaches the final chicane. Approaching the start-finish line now, and the time will be... buffering, so I can't tell you. There we go, he's just finished a lap. 28.7 in the final sector, so... should make a, yeah, there we go, 112.6. We should be seeing on stream fairly soon. Well, Adrian Diego is finishing his lap a little bit slower. 2.8 slower to be precise. So he slots into second place. So VMS Sun Edits leading the group at the moment, although Barry Benson has just set a time a tenth faster than Adrian Diego. Hopefully you guys are all seeing on stream what's happening. At the moment I'm just looking at Garage. So that might have just been... I hope we're still in qualifying, because I have no real indication of what's happening at the moment. But because the track has gone very, very quiet. As soon as we're seeing some action, I'll start commentating. But I'm having to fill on my own, which is not the easiest. I would love to be filling on a circuit I know a bit more about, but unfortunately I've kind of exhausted all of my Saudi Arabian facts at this phase. So to the 7 people watching, I'll do my best, but I'm sorry if I'm giving a bad performance at the moment. But anyway, do feel free to comment if you have any insight on the Diriyah circuit. I can't imagine many of you will have hugely positive things to say, but who knows. Anyway, the time now, 13 minutes past 8 in the evening on Wednesday the 23rd of March 2022. What time of the world is it where you're watching? I assume most of you are watching in Europe, where you guys are about an hour behind us. So So it's probably just 7:15. You probably just finished dinner. I wonder what you ate for dinner. I had something very nice. It was of course a pie with some peas. That's what I had. A bit of dessert as well. One of those nice little puddings. It comes in a little cup. Not very Middle Eastern themed, admittedly, but I have had a few Levantine table meals on occasion to try flavour of the Middle East. But anyway, you're looking at an empty garage in the dead of night, because that's where the action is, ladies and gentlemen. Be thankful for a quiet night in Saudi Arabia. That's my advice. Oh, there we go. The sun has suddenly re-emerged. Bright and sunny day in Saudi Arabia once more. As that looks like, let's have a look on the overlay who this is coming out. It is, of course, Rakibik, followed by Eggert. So Group 1, oh, but look, Joshua Hamilton just pipping out in front of both of them due to being in a closer garage to the end of the pit lane. But Rakibik not far behind, so this could get very tasty indeed between our title contenders in Group 1. Let's hope they don't hold each other up. Although, is this practice rather than qualifying? We'll have to see. So how many cars are out on track at the moment? It is literally just everyone in Group 1 has gone out. So that'd be Hamilton, Eggert, Benson, Rakibik and Diego. Looking like it will be Hamilton who sets the lap first. I believe we are in qualifying, despite it saying that it's practice at the top. So I'm afraid we will just have to compartmentalise that, as Josh Hamilton gets a little twitch on, and is now going to start his lap. First chicane he goes. Let's go on board again with the Into the Points racing driver, the championship leader. It looks much neater and tidier now. Of course, it helps with the visibility from the practice, rather than what we saw in the quali service. Here we go, this is where we saw him start to get big drifts on. And the full sunlight and the better visibility is, oh, another big drift. And, oh, very good save actually by Joshua Hamilton. The Brit sliding the rear tyres out, but having the car control and the wits about him to save that one. Go through towards turn 17. Out onto the back straight towards the chicane, on the outside of which is attack mode, but Joshua Hamilton won't go for that because we're not in the race yet. Gets as close to the wall as he dares, turns in. That's the curve. It's a sort of Berlin style curve on the inside there for the apex. Only 2 more corners to go now. Joshua Hamilton will set the marker for qualifying. Here we go. Not the worst on around the straight in the 1:12.7. So a very good lap by him as Rakibik now is, oh, look at that, 0.097 behind as Eggert also crosses the line now. Where is Diego, who's just gone behind Eggert to the tune of 3 seconds? So we're waiting now on Benson to finish his lap. Here he is for IPR Red. He's about second down on Hamilton's time at the moment in the first sector. What can Barry B. Benson, star of course of the B movie, do here? I wonder if that's his real name. I sincerely doubt it. Here we go then. 2 tenths slower actually in the middle sector, so he's actually not too far off in the middle sector of the pace of Joshua Hamilton, but there we go. that final chicane. He goes straight on. The brakes not quite clicking for him. They locked up completely and almost spinning as he rejoins the circuit with dirt and dust and sand all over his tyres. And into the pit lane goes Barry B. Benson back into the hive. Goes the disappointed worker bee. And Jerry Seinfeld not going to be laughing after that one as Rakovic beats Hamilton's time by the tune of... actually, Eggert beats it as well by a 10th. It's a great lap there by Pascal Eggert as well to get him. But Rakovic now takes control and the pressure on Hamilton now because we've still got 2 more groups to go, of course. Or possibly 3 that could beat Joshua Hamilton's time and knock him out of that super pole as Rakovic really sliding here as he attempts to improve his time yet further and to break into the 111s maybe, but it looks like he's really overdone it on this run. He goes through the bobsled. We have some questions. Emir Mahmood Oates says, "Hi, it's 14 past 8, so he's similar time as Rakovic. Sliding as he gets back onto the main straight." So House Sonneveld says, "Quali will be held in practice, so this is quali because of the darkness in the quali session." So yeah, that's what I had assumed had been going on. But good to get confirmation there as only driver in this group to set a lap is Barry Benson. So Rakovic now powering through. He's slower, unsurprisingly, of all the drifting he's been doing. And the final corner. Yeah, there we go, proving the point there as it looks like Hamilton ahead. About to start another lap. Hamilton's just beaten Eggert actually by attempts. So those two, one position second, would be pretty good for Hamilton, but remember, Rakovic, despite crashing out on Rome, you get to drop your worst results. So Rakovic is still a threat in the title standings as we see yellow in the first sector. Not sure who that is for. And maybe if Eggert is, he's gone back to the pit lane, but Rakovic continues to really lighten the rear tyres, a 10th down in the first sector. And another snap, and into the wall he goes. And surely that's the end of that attempt as he crawls to a halt and teleports back to the pit lane. Joshua Hamilton, stopping on the exit of the pit lane. Is there a red light at the exit there or something? No, that's the end of the session then. So, Barry Benson, is he on track? No, Barry Benson did not get to set a time. So, that's the next group waiting. This is going to be, of course, Ruzinski, Gashi, Steffel, Ten Sonneveld, I assume sibling or a distant relative of House Sonneveld, and Conan. Although House Sonneveld was not in that first group, so I'm not sure if he's participating in this race or not. But yeah, Nick Conan, having a little bit of a tentative exit from the pits there for Fringavon Blue. I told they're Fringavon Blue because the blue T-cam and wing mirrors, of course. But the driver's drifting a lot through this bobsled section, so it's really there's certainly oversteery setups in use here. I believe Michael Steffel will be one to watch in this group, and he's certainly another drift even on the outlap, but only a little. As Sonneveld and his teammate, it will be of course Gashi, not far behind. But let's have a watch of Josh Hamilton's teammate where he can match that pace, of course, with a bit of rubber laid down on the track. IPR should be a little bit faster then. So feel free to comment or tweet us with the hashtag Diriyah E-prix, because it's certainly Formula E won't be using it at the moment as Steffel gets a huge drift on in the that looked like turn 2 or 3 there. He gets into the bobsled section through turns 4, 5, 6. Go on board, of course, see how this handles. He avoids the wall, which is more than Rakovic did on his final run. But certainly taking it quite neat and tidy, actually. A little bit of a twitch on as he exits through, this looks like turn 14, 15, 16, 17. And the rear comes out, but not too much. Looks neat and under control so far. How are the lap times looking, of course? That's the crucial part. It is looking like personal best then for Steffel, 23.4, 20.1. So this should put him around Hamilton Eggert level. Let's see, as there's only a few more corners to go now. What is this lap going to be like for Michael Steffel as he powers towards the line. It's second. He beats Hamilton. Only a 10th down on Reykjavik as well, as here comes Gashi. He gets into 6th. That's not going to be enough. Still behind Diego. Sonneveld, though, behind Gashi. So 10 Sonneveld not having a great run either. But Nick Conan slots into 7th. So, there you go. Where is Ruzinski? Ruzinski just setting his lap now, too. And it is a long way down. Ruzinski had a really slow lap. Must have spun somewhere as he continues and tries for his second attempt. Right on board then through this bobsled section. Ooh, tight little chicane there, and then it opens up a little bit, but the wall's so close here, cannot afford to put a foot wrong. Ruzinski looking neat and tidy so far. This should be a better lap for him. 7 tenths down on Reykjavik in the first sector. Who is lighting up the tiny screens at the moment? It looks like Gashi is actually. Let's keep an eye on Alban Gashi, who is a bit slower in the middle sector actually, but only about 10th down. Let's see as he gets towards the end of the lap. Steffel has actually gone even faster, almost beaten Reykjavik's time. But Gashi crossed the line, 1:13, still not good enough to improve from 6th position. And let's have a look where Sonneveld is. He's in the pit lane, so Conan will be next to set a lap, just missing the wall there. This looks fairly quick. What can the Finnavon driver do? It is still 7th fastest, so he didn't improve there, 1:16.4. As Ruzinski slots in just behind it, only by 0.02 of a second there. So actually, Krzysztof Ruzinski doing a pretty tidy job. We're getting towards the end of Group 2 now. So if anyone's got more in the tank, now is where they need to use it. And Steffel has actually set a purple first sector, but was 4 tenths slower in the middle sector. So it's all or nothing now for Michael Steffel through the last chicane and the final 2 corners. Here we go. He brakes, cuts in, slides it just a little bit, but cuts back to the inside. He might just be a bit slow here, but let's see the stop. Oh, he barges the wall and hugs it. That's not ideal for the IPR driver. He goes towards the line. The rear drifts out horribly, and it's faster, but still not quite good enough to get him into the top spot. But it should be enough to get him into Super Pole. As is that Gashi just getting into 5th and beating Adrian Diego. So good effort there by Gashi, but I'm not sure that's going to be quite enough with the drivers we've got left to go. He tags the inside wall there, so this is not going to be a faster lap on this occasion. Nick Conan was not really able to improve there, at least not enough. And I believe we're seeing Group 3, Nick Homewood, about to get onto track. Now Gashi's going to finish his lap, of course, but I'm very surprised if it's any faster. But I will let you know. I think he might just be going back to the pit lane. So we have Homewood, Larhoven, Capriola, and Tobias Blumschein. So look out for Homewood and Blumschein as the big threats. But Capriola and Larhoven improving, of course. What on earth is Tobias is at the very front of the queue, of course. Shouldn't have expected any less, as he's just waiting to be released. Believe they're still waiting. Gashi's gone back to the pits now, so yeah, there we go. So time to beat to get into the top 5 is now Alban Gashi on, as we see the cars being released. Gashi's on a 1:13.5. So yes, about 1.496 off of Reykjavik's session topping time. But remember, the top 5 will have to go again in reverse order for Super Pole. Such is the format. So we should keep an eye on Blumschein, because he will be the first to set a lap time. Here he is, just about to the edge at the final chicane. Homewood not too far behind, of course. You want to make sure you've got a good gap on your quali lap, as we see Group 3 about to start their runs. Here we go, Tobias Blumschein building up speed now, the motor whirring. He goes to start the lap with Homewood in tow. Oh, Homewood has a little moment as he starts. But here we go, into the first 2 corners goes Blumschein. Let's ride on board as he goes under the bridge. and negotiates turns 3 and 4, 5 and 6. And now we go through the bobsled run, twisting and turning like a snake. This is where in the Dice Blumshine hits the wall there. That was a big error there, and potentially that could create problems for Nick Homewood behind if he is still out on track. Indeed, he is. And Tobias Blumshine, let's see what the split is as he goes towards the first sector. He may, if the steering is too badly damaged, he may have to go to the pit. And he's carried on. So let's hope Tobias can get a time out of this. He was fastest of anyone in the first sector, but that little hit cost him a few attempts in the middle sector. Larhoven is at 24.9, Capriola 24.3, 23.1 of course for Blumshine, and Homewood setting a 24.0 and a 20.5 in the middle sector actually, so not bad in the middle sector, but here we go. Tobias Blumshine powers towards the line, just misses the wall on exit. 12.4, third place for Tobias Blumshine, so great recovery there as Nick Homer going towards the line now too. He can only get 8th place, so he lost a bit of time there, especially in the first and final sectors. Capriola launches his way into 12th, just behind Sonneveld, as Horvath is on track now too, as Larhoven gets into 13th. What can the HWL driver? Oh, that's the Italian flag, misses the... That's the Hungarian flag, sorry, for Horvath. 114.3, so he gets into the top 10, which is solid as he... Oh, makes a real meal of the first corner. I don't like this track either, so I don't blame you, Mark. But Tobias now, let's see what he can do. Fastest of anyone again in the first sector. The rear drifting out like crazy as Tobias rejoins through turn 17 and onto the back straight. Look at all those palm trees in the background, of course. Haunted and man-made, of course. But 2 tenths down on Rakovic in the middle sector. So Tobias still looking to improve. A few corners left to go now. He can't leave anything on the table. But I think Tobias Blumshine's looking good for his first Super Bowl appearance of the year. And oh, look at that! As he goes slightly faster again, but doesn't improve. Still 2 tenths down. What can Nick Homewood do meanwhile? He gets up to 6, so just missing out on Super Pole then. Will they get another lap in as Homewood really locks up into the first corner? They're sort of running low on time then, and running low on attempts too. Tobias carrying on and all fighting the car, but he's 2 tenths down now. Perhaps we won't see too many improvements then from the rest of Group 3, because Group 4 is coming out very shortly. Oh, Tobias almost loops it round and does go straight into the wall there. In the, that looks like the turn 10-11 section. 11, 12, 13, sorry. But Tobias has continued on, despite what must be a not inconsiderable amount of damage to the car there. I don't see this lap being any faster. Oh, yeah, look at that. And let's see how it's like under braking here for Tobias Blumshine into the chicane. Not too bad, actually. But I think he may have lost just a bit too much time there. Yeah, look, 1.5 off in the middle sector. So he goes into the pits. Homewood continues on, but he himself has not set great laps. So I think we see Group 4 going back to the pits then. Capriola. No personal best for him either. Verardi. Oh, here we go. Group 4 going out. So this is actually now we're seeing Verardi on track. It was Horvath we saw before. So we see Verardi, Vierenga, Jack Giordamana, of course, from Formula E Zone, Stefan, Valiant Zidzi, or Ziddy, to pronounce it correctly, and Jonathan Jones, who seems to be have beaten everyone into the points. Number 27. Seems to be 2 number 27s in the field, somewhat confusingly. Of course, with Jones and who's the other one? It would be, of course, Benson. All both in, I believe, used to be Michael Stubbles car. Michael Stubble now using the 22. But let's look at Jonathan Jones then. Beginning to start the lap. Yes, that's an interesting turn of phrase there. Into the points. Looking good to get a couple of cars into Super Pole here, but it is the likes of Homewood did actually get into 6th in the end, so a good little lap at the end there as Jonathan Jones begins. So it is but not quite enough to get in Super. So it's Eggert looking vulnerable here. So everyone very close together as Jones makes a little bit of a mistake there into the first sector. But let's keep an eye on what's happening on track. Jonathan Jones continues on, but there's a yellow in the first sector behind him. There's a Jack Jordan starts his own run and just avoids the wall there. Careful, Jack. There we go. Jonathan Jones looking very tentative here, so we're seeing the less experienced runners in Group 4, of course. Diriyah also making his way around. Is anybody here looking particularly quick? I can't say. There's Zidzi's gone back to the pit lane, so Jones carrying on. A second off in the second, so they're all about a second off the pace of Reykjavik, so they're nowhere near where they need to be to get into Superpole. So this is all about where you qualify then. Jonathan Jones finishes the lap here at Diriyah. The 27 sweeps in to the final corner. Cigarette paper between the wall, and he gets into 13th. So a good effort there by Jonathan Jones as, I believe, Stefan getting into 16th. And where is Jack Jonamana on circuit? Coming out through the last corner now. He approaches the line 16th for Jack Jonamana, so he beats Lahoven and Stefan. And Verardi, who just gets in behind, actually. So there we go, good little battle near the tail of the field. Jack Jonamana doing pretty well. As Vierenga has also got into 15th place, but is now being held up, actually, by, that looks like Verardi ahead of him. Yes, it is. It's one of the red cars that gets out of the way. Vierenga could potentially be one of the surprises here. Where is Jonathan Jones? Still 13th in the order, but he's gone a little quicker. Only about half a second off in the first sector. So let's watch Jonathan Jones, but he hasn't set a great middle sector, slower than his first attempt. So they want to get many more attempts at this. Group 4 time running out. Zidzi yet to set a lap. As Jones squirreling a little bit. I wonder if he's taken damage somewhere in the middle sector. Here we go. Into the top 10 goes Jonathan Jones, displacing Mark Horvath. There's trouble at the final sector as Vierenga slows right down to let... that must be somebody else for Verardi going through. That must be Zidzi, of course. So Zidzi... some smoke up ahead of Zidzi. Not sure who that was. But can Zidzi get a decent lap on the board? This is an out lap, of course. That's Jack Jordan in the way. And Jack Jordan just teleports out of the way. As Jordan has actually gone up to 15th now, ahead of Verardi. But Zidzi trying to start his one and only qualifying lap. Jonathan Jones still in 10th, the best of anybody in this group. Everyone else fighting it out for 15th, really. Zidzi, close to the wall as you like, Valiant. But 1.3 off in the first sector. See what the red and black car can do here. Of course, Zidzi driving for... what team is this I'm thinking of? It's Hungarian Sim Racing, of course. He drives for, as we look at the final two sectors. It's personal best. He might be able to get into the top 15. As you look, that must be Vierenga. No, but it's Baton Zidzi spins it right in front of Vierenga, so it won't be a particularly good lap at all. And he goes back to the pits. Not even going to finish it. Dennis Vierenga goes through the final few corners now. And this could be a decent time there. Only 9 tenths off and a second off in the second sector. He crosses the line now, gets up to 14th ahead of Capriola and Verardi, who are ahead of Jordan. And Jordan has actually started another lap, or he's about to anyway. Let's hope he's got the time to do this. Jonathan Jones is still going. Half a second off in the first sector, so not really improving. Twitching a bit, but slightly quicker in the second sector. So let's see what JJ can pull out of his hat. He's gone to 9th now, actually, where we weren't looking. Can he get into the top 8 here? Or even... no, that's not going to get him into Superpole. Looks like he was struggling to keep it on circuit. And let's have a look at the timing. John Jones, the only one really improving in the first sector at the moment as he goes through the final corner. Where will this put him? Oh, it's still in ninth, 14.2, not good enough to improve. And that's it then. As here comes Mark Ferrari. Oh, he's on personal bests in the 2 sectors. It's him and Jack Giordamano now. The only guys left on track. There's Jack. Oh, second off in the first sector, but Ferrari comes through to complete the lap. Oh, no, he doesn't. He must have made a mistake there. So it's all down to Jack Giordamano now. That's right on board then. The RF4 driver. On the E-zone, stalwart. Oh! Nudging the wall on the exit of turn 17. So the car understeering like a boat. Which is not really appropriate given we're racing in the desert. Not a lot of water to swim in. As they get locks up and just about makes the apex for the 18-19 chicane. Only 20 and 21 to go. Here we go. Close to the wall as you dare an exit, and he taps it indeed. And through the final corner it goes, locking up horribly. And oh, not really getting it turned in, but he gets into 15th position. A lovely little lap, 3.7 seconds off the pace though. But Jack Giordamano improving right at the death, leaving his best till last. Although he probably could have got slightly close to the top 10 if he'd made the final corner. But hey, can't have everything. So, your Super Pole runners, and they've impatiently, Pascal Eggert has already set out on his outlap, are going to be Eggert, Hamilton, Blumschein, Steffel, and Milan Rakovic. So Rakovic looking like the man to beat at the moment, but let's not count any of the other Super Bowl runners out just yet. So Pascal Eggert comes out onto the circuit and warming the tyres up as he goes through onto the back straight. This should be a big opportunity for the man who finished second in Rome to get his championship back on track. Could Diriyah be the place to do it? I mean, it's as good as any. And we're here, so ideally, this is where you get the performance out when you need it. Oh, bumping over the curb at the final corner. Here comes Pascal Eggert through to start the lap. Connects with the apex, hugs it like it's your favourite granny. So I don't think anyone has a least favourite granny, of course. We love all of them. As oh, the rear, let's go! And Eggert not having a great beginning to the little snake, and that puts him offline, and he nudges the wall there. That's not going to do the rear suspension any favours, but somehow he's kept going. The steering looking just about intact. Free to the Bargio, it's pinball city here for Pascal Eggert, and it's magnetising him into the walls, and the car not driving in a straight line any longer if it was to begin with, let's be honest. Here we go, this is going to be pain all the way through 16 and 17, and the car, is it driving in a straight line? It is not. The wheel at an angle, and he can't afford to do this. I imagine we'll see several drivers having to put up with this in the race, but Eggert gamely carries on because you never know what could happen to the upper runners in Super Pole. We saw it in Rome. 2 people crashed out and you can get into third. But Eggert, here we go through the final corner. What is the marker going to be? It's going to be a 1:13.4, so quite a bit off the pace. But 13.4, the time to beat then, as Joshua Hamilton begins his lap. And let's see what he can do. The championship leader, let's not forget. So he will have been aware, well, possibly, of what Eggert did. We asked in Rome and he wasn't aware of the accidents that happened, so perhaps he will just be focusing on his own run. He won't know that Pascal Eggert is messed up. He'll know 1:13.4, the time to beat. Oh, a little twitch on for the IPR. So left, right, and here we go. Really challenging the reflexes and the setups of these cars as you go purple in the first sector. So Hamilton on a roll. Let's see what he can do here as he gets towards the beginning of the end of Sector 1 and the beginning of Sector 2. The split should be just after. There we go. He's just hit it and barges into the wall and seriously damages the IPR car. That's not going to be steering in a straight line. Oh no, somehow he's gone away with that one. So this is looking like a potential provisional pole lap. 13.4, the time to beat, I remind you. Through he goes. And 20. Oh, and just avoiding the wall there. He's got to get it in for turn 21. And this is going to be a 12.4, so a second faster than Pascal Eggert. A great effort by Joshua Hamilton there. And that's provisional pole then. So Blumschein next up for Iris. Not had the cleanest of seasons so far, but got that 6th place last time out in Rome. As he goes all over the curb there. It's right on board through the snake with Tobias Blumschein as the rear steps out just a little bit. And he's really got to beat the time that Hamilton has set at 12.4, remember. And passes of anyone in the first sector, but right into the wall there. Let's hope that doesn't put him too far offline. Because now this is where the car can really bite you. And we saw it a couple of times for Tobias as well in the group stage. But here we go, surviving so far. Looking very quick indeed. 23.3 in that first sector. Only 2/10 off as he drifts it through 17. Onto the back straight now. Through to the final chicane he goes. 20.195. So Tobias has just got to beat that 12.4 to get into a provisional pole here. Through the final corner he goes. What's this going to be? Through the curb. 12.3, so he's beaten Joshua Hamilton by a 1/10 of a second. Very good effort by Tobias Blumschein now. And here's Michael Steffel then. Only him and Rakovic to go. So 12.3, the time to beat. Can Michael Steffel do it then? Here we go. He starts the lap then. Into the first apex. Nothing too dramatic so far. Just avoids the wall. Steffel looks very under control. Very serene so far, actually, but here we go into the snake. This is where it will get much more challenging. Look at this. The car... he bumps the wall there on the outside. But just gets away with that one. And into the points, cut driver. He's only... he's about 2 attempts up on Rakovic's time. So again, looking very good here. Just ahead of what Tobias was doing. But Steffel's got to keep it together. Here we go, turns 16 and 17. Does he drift the rear out? No, looks neat and tidy. A 10th down actually on Rakovic. Only a 10th down, so this is looking very good. 12.3, the time to beat. 1 minute 12.3. The final chicane. And neat and tidy there, so nothing too dramatic here. It's all going to be about this final sector then. And he beat the 12.3. It's 11.7. Wow, what a lap by Michael Steffel. So that's beaten Rakovic. So the gauntlet has been laid down. And it's up to me and Rakovic to rise to it. Amazing lap there by Michael Steffel. It's Rakovic. Here we go. Into the first corner then. What can the VMS son and its driver do? Look at those hands all over the wheel, just struggling for control. Not looking quite as serene as Michael Steffel. We saw him get poled in, or near pole, I think, in Zurich. As Rakovic, the rear tyre just nudging the wall there. And again, he's pinballing. This is what we saw with Pascal Eggert. And, a 10th down. But a personal best here. So, can't give up just yet, but this is looking a bit sketchy from me and Rakovic. 11.7 the time to beat. Blumschein in second on a 12.3. This is looking a little bit all over the place then. The MS car comes to the final chicane then. And just about hit both apexes. The first one a little bit later. Look at the traction on exit. He's really fighting the car then. So this will be what decides it. Is it going to be Michael Steffel or Milan Rakovic on pole? And it is pole for Michael Steffel. The 12.4, that puts him just behind Blumschein then. So Rakovic will start third, just in front of Eggert, I think, if I remember correctly. So the order will be Michael Steffel, Tobias Blumschein, Joshua, and then I think Rakovic, Hamilton, Eggert to your top 5. So there you go. And the confirmation of the session results, the best times you should be seeing on screen in a second. Nope, we're not seeing anything. So, because it was practice, of course. Nope, doesn't look like it's working. So we'll just have to look at the starting order when it pops up, ladies and gentlemen. But a very thrilling qualifying session nonetheless. And we'll have to keep an eye out then for the start of the race, which should be very shortly, you would think, because we are slightly over time due to qualifying overrunning. The third round of the 2022 EERC Formula E Championship. And we'll see Michael Steffel on pole position from Tobias Blumschein. Or at least it should do. Unless I have completely misunderstood the qualifying format, because it always seems like there's a penalty from the previous round that someone has neglected to mention to me that comes into play. But anyway, shame I don't have anyone to commentate with, so I'll have to rely on the YouTube chat. No, nothing really in the YouTube chat. There's the same 7 people watching, and Stefan says, let's go. Indeed. And nice to see have Amir Mahmood Oates spectating with us as well. I'd like somebody to tell me who Barry Benson is, actually. If it's someone that I know, potentially. I should ask that before we get going. As the warm-up remains as we wait for the grid to be sorted out. Anyway, we'll get down to the bottom of this Barry Benson mystery, perhaps by dragging him into our commentary server at some point after the race. But I don't see him anywhere. Oh, there he is, into the points, of course. So, Barry, we got some questions for you after this one. And we don't just interview the top 3. We do tend to branch out if we've got time. But certainly, do send in your comments. Tweet us on the hashtag Diriyah E-prix. To engage with us. And as I said at the beginning of the broadcast, certainly if any that we want to associate with peace rather than with war. We want to emphasize the fact that it's not real. We're not actually racing in Diriyah. It's just a sim race. The track, and it doesn't mean anything. It's like the Truman Show. Here we go. The grid forming up then. So we should be getting underway fairly soon. Michael Steffel yet to emerge on the grid, but Tobias already there in second position. From Reykjavik. So Reykjavik was third, actually. So I miscalculated there. From Reykjavik, Hamilton, Eggert, Homewood, Gashi, Diego Jones, and Nick Conan rounding out the top 10.
Hello, Ed. Can you hear me?
Oh! Joshua Birches has joined us for the start of the race.
Yes, bang on time. Hello.
Oh, wow. I don't have to suffer alone now.
No, not at all. I'm just getting up the video and I'll be watching.
Sure thing.
I can't see the lights yet.
Do you want me to actually get it going in the server for you? Because that way...
please, yes.
Sure thing. Okay. Let's stream off it. Oh, I don't want to do it in the... I want to do it in the Formula E channel. Oh, wait. They're using that, aren't they? Is there a commentary one down there? No.
There should...
No, I'm going to just do it in the main EERC one because no one's there at the moment. Anyway, the audience doesn't really need to know any of this because we're there waiting for the grid.
Green lights, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's just stream it here and see what happens.
Oh, we're waiting for the green flag, which is all good, and I'm just waiting to hear things at the moment.
There you go. Oh, we're getting underway then. As Steffel leads the way from Tobias Blumschein, and you should be able to just get your pictures now. As into the first car, and Tobias dives on the inside and makes contact with Michael Steffel. Michael Steffel holds on with Rakovic in third, waiting in the wings. As it's all kicking off now at the Diriyah E-prix as we get underway. And oh, look at that blast of colours in the background. I'm feeling like I'm having a hallucination. Here's the Ring of On drivers. That's Hamilton, Eggert, Homewood, all fighting, and Joshua Hamilton, championship leader, has been shuffled down to 6th position now, which is not great for him whatsoever. He's got 2 Ring of On cars right in front of him, and that's Adrian Diego right behind him. Actually, he's made a pretty decent start, but with Sonneveld second in the championship not participating for whatever reason, Joshua Hamilton needs to make hay while the sun shines, and this is not the start he needed. As Homewood slides right in front of him, but up front it is Tobias shadowing Michael Steffel. Rakovic actually just waiting behind, biding his time, and oh, little mistake from Michael Steffel. He slides through the snake section. That's turns 11, 12, 13 they're going through now.
Big twitch there as well. Great start from everyone though, which is the best thing to see as they swing down.
Yes, here we go then. And attack mode is really going to come into play. Tobias Blumschein, I think, is really fired up. Great performance in Super Bowl. I think he wants to win this one, Josh. And,
looks like it.
Yeah, to have Michael Steffel. Oh, look at how close he got there. So it's going to be a case of who blinks first. I think Rakovic is playing it quite smart in the early stages. We will have to keep an eye on energy as we go. Tobias once again diving to the outside, letting Michael Steffel knows that he's there. So into the points, leading with one car, but their championship leader down in 6th and under threat from Adrian Diego, stuck behind Nick Homewood.
Some fantastic scenes already then as they stream up throughout the rest. They've got 45 minutes to attack this circuit, and we know it bites as well, especially down the bobsleigh section.
Oh yes, we've seen many incidents there, and many a safety car crane. Oh!
Crunches!
Oh dear, Tobias really getting into it, and oh look at that! Blumschein being overtaken there. Was that a lapped car coming through?
This early? It must have been an error somewhere along the line, but that's really unusual to see problems happening this quick.
Rakovic coming through to the lead. Yes, so Tobias Blumschein and Michael Steffel coming to grief. Well, I was looking away there. You've got a great view of that. And the two cars coming to grief, and Rakovic, as I said, biding his time, is now gotten into the lead. Let's look at the steering, as there's actually another incident as Eggert has now gotten through past Steffel as well. Diego has dropped behind Hamilton, who's got to the inside here. Let's have a look at this. Hamilton has to dive out actually, and didn't get the run out of the final corner that he'd hoped to have, but now it's all changed. Milan Rakovic, who crashed out in Rome, leading the race from Tobias Blumschein. And is the steering okay on Tobias Blumschein's car? It
looks
all
right. Yeah, he's just
about to survive. Michael Steffel, meanwhile, not looking so good at all. Here comes Nick Homewood down the inside, and has to back out at the last minute there, and causes a bit of a logjam behind Diego and Hamilton being held up really badly there. Jonathan Jones getting in on this as well, as Tobias having another crack at me and Rakovic. Tobias is absolutely fearless today, isn't he?
Absolutely. When have we last seen him like this as well? He was angry while we're in the Nordschleife as well. He really wants to put it all in now.
He didn't race at the Nordschleife.
No, well, the Tory car one maybe a couple of weeks ago. But this is getting a lot better already. So I guess we're just trying to get the live timing up here so I can see what's happening. But some great action at the front as well. Tobias going for the lead. I think would be his first time leading in this series.
Well, it's certainly a rare sight, and rarer than it should be given the pace Tobias has shown on several occasions in this championship. The top three starting to spread out now. Eggert has actually really profited from this as well, as we get first 5 minutes of the race about to elapse then. And Diego has dropped behind Hamilton there. And takes him in the rear. There we go. That was a bit of a hairy note for the championship leader. And Jonathan Jones in the other into the points red car now wants to go as Blumschein. Sets the fastest lap, and Jonathan Jones spins him around onto Diego in all the wars here.
Diego just about holds that one as well. Nicely done as well, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to be spun round, especially with the rear traction on a Formula E car as well. It grips insanely quickly, and it's not done. Trying to go side by side through the sand dune section as well. Downhill.
Just squeezed him out there. There was no room for Jonathan Jones.
And they've got to be careful here. One knock to the front suspension, they're damaged for the rest of the race.
Yeah, Gashi and Horvath are closing in now as well. But this has really released Hamilton to attack Homewood and Steffel. Blumschein continues to parry, to hassle, to give Milan Rakovic a hard time around all 21 corners of this Diriyah E-prix, and I'll see if I can get you the live timing, Josh. I've just copied the link and I'm trying to reopen Discord on my end. As 40 minutes now remain, and here we go, looking to the outside. It's Tobias Blumschein, and has to back out now. The Purple Iris will not have its cake just yet, so Tobias has had one aborted attempt to take the lead, which has let Rakovic through, and Michael Steffel not happy about that, because look at this, with his bent steering, now his teammate Joshua Hamilton has made it through.
Absolutely pushing with everything he's got,
and Rakovic now sets the fastest lap. We did see Rakovic leading the group stages, and Diego continues to hold up, and I think Diego might be suffering. No, his wheel looks alright, but Jonathan Jones has been trying all sorts of things to get through. This is a great little fight here. Meanwhile, a little honourable mention to the fight for, that looks like 15th behind Varadi, between Larhoven and Jack Giordamana, Samuel Capriola, and Barry Benson, of course, who I'm not sure if he's related to Barry B. Benson, the protagonist of the B-movie, and Jack Giordamana. Lucky grabs him still in the race, but looked like Capriola was about to take him out then. He has another assault at the side, which lets Barry Benson, he's been a busy bee tonight, hasn't he, Josh? Having another go. But I don't think it's Jerry Seinfeld at the wheel of that car. We'll have to see if his name genuinely is Barry Benson, and I'm just getting completely mixed up with the meme that the B-movie has become. As Tobias Blumschein at the outside here once more, and what can Milan Rakovic do? Let's the inside, and he almost squeezed him in the wall there, but Tobias Blumschein takes the lead for the first time this season, and Milan Rakovic just missing out there.
Well, clap as well. That was brilliantly done by Tobias. He held it
and
as
new
much
fastest
as he
lap,
possibly
1:13
could.
flat.
Well, that is impressive now as well, to get that fastest up that quick. But Pascal
They've been
Eggert,
trading
just
those
taken,
two.
Yeah.
Yes, Eggert now
just
can
taking
have
it
a
away.
go. Well, Eggert, yes, certainly up the pace, but Rakovic won't be done yet, I don't think. It might be time to counter-attack and go into attack mode with 38 minutes left in the race. Zidzi, down in 21st, has gone into attack mode. As we ride on board with the second place man, Milan Rakovic.
If you've already mentioned it, attack mode here tonight is 4 activations for 2 minutes each. So basically you get a lap for 4 laps.
I mentioned it once, but it's worth reiterating. Now we're in the race and it's relevant. So yeah, certainly two activations, 4 minutes, lasting 4 minutes each. As there we go, Blumschein on 84%, Rakovic 85, Eggert 84%. So that's going to become crucial as we get into the later stages of the race. Larhoven and Giordamana. I haven't seen Jack Giordamana get long enough into the race to go into attack mode. But there we go. He's dropped behind Barry V. Benson now. So we got our best friend against a bumblebee.
I wonder who's going to win.
Oh, yes. I would... I don't want to bet against Jack Giordamana. So Pascal Eggert gets another best lap time. And we got a freeway fight for the lead here. My favourite circuit of all of them, Josh.
Yes, I did want
I say that with no hint of irony whatsoever in my voice.
Well, might I just say, welcome to what the Saudi track actually looks like. I presume this is the first time you've actually ever seen it.
Oh yes, as I've been very disciplined, and I thought about doing this commentary as a kind of like a nature documentary, sort of like a completely emotionless and kind of just observing, the same way you'd observe a car wreck or a war zone. But here we go, look at this. This is sort of describing a war zone at the moment, isn't it? These three getting very, very close together, and Tobias, I think, has started to get into energy-saving mode, as Zidzi has gotten past Stefan, and Jack Giordamana continues to close on Barry V. Benson in the epic battle for 16th, just behind. Meanwhile, Nick Homewood is still holding off championship leader Joshua Hamilton for 4th place, as Steffel continues to drop behind all of them. I've got to feel a bit sorry for Michael Steffel being squeezed out there. He will have some things to say, as Eggert is the first to go for attack mode out of the top 3, and down to 81% as well, so he will stream through the energy to try and get track position here. And this could get very, very interesting indeed. Very quickly, Rakovic still glued to the back of Tobias Blumschein like a bad rash or a really cheap suit, as all. And Eggert struggling with that extra power in the first chicane. He's only got 4 minutes here. He needs to make the most of it. Too much power. He's turned it into a Formula Drift car, hasn't he, Josh?
Oh, that was absolutely fantastic as well to see how he nearly held it. He was so close, but the rear just drifted.
He's dropped to 2.4 seconds behind, but he's closed a few attempts already through the snake. So down the straights, he will be quite a force to be reckoned with. And I think Rakovic will try and make sure he's not being held up behind Tobias Blumschein. So Tobias, really, he's in a difficult position now. Needs to defend like crazy And I can finally send you the live timing now, Josh, as we look
Oh,
at...
great. I've got a split screen going on at the moment.
Yes, so the last thing I sent you was the highlights I did for Formula Sim Racing.
Oh, did you?
I did, yes. That was good fun. With my new mic, of course. So, Richard King from Formula Sim Racing kindly sent me. As there we go. So,
thank you very much. I'll open those.
So Pascal has used up the first minute of his attack mode. Viarenga has now just entered attack mode. Where is Viarenga in the order? At the very back, down to 21st. And Giordano still hasn't been able to get past. He's only in his last minute. He's on his last 30 seconds. And Barry Benson still holding him off. Look at this. That's Capriola in front of the both of them. And Giordano has got the inside and slams almost into the side of Barry Benson. That was a really hairy moment there. But Jack Giordano, with attack mode just running out now, makes the move at the crucial point. And Verratti, Capriola into the wall. And that could be another place. It's all kicking up at the back here as Verratti dives out, goes for attack mode. And Jack Giordano slides it. What are you doing, Jack?
This is fantastic. They do not know how to drive a Formula E car, it seems, in the rear of the field. They're losing it every 5 seconds.
Jack has had a lot of experience in crashing a Formula E car in these kind of races.
Those that can do, those that can't talk about it.
Indeed. Jack, I don't think has got that memo just yet. That looks like Dennis Viarenga getting out of the way. As Tobias now pulled a gap on Rakivic.
He went to the inside. Pascal.
There was a little... think about a move there, and then he had to back out at the last minute there.
Pascal's on a mission now. You can see.
And he just avoids hitting the wall. There's all that extra power. He's only got 2 minutes left. It must be said he is I don't think he's used it in the most efficient way, but he's used it in a showboaty and exciting way, almost unintentionally there, because it's so hard to control. The rear tires spinning. The cars, they've almost set themselves up for an oversteery setup just so they get the sort of, it's almost like an arrow. They've got this instant sort of turn-in and another little oversteer, big oversteer moment for Pascal Eggert there. The man 5th in the championship. Of course, we haven't had the drop scores yet, but 2nd in the race in Rome. How is the steering looking? I think he may have just avoided the wall. So yes, he's not taking any damage, but he's in his final minute now. So he needs to close back in to the back of Rakivic and hope that the top 2 take attack mode very soon. But this has been entertainment and a half, hasn't it?
This is really concerning as well for Pascal that he's having this much problem controlling the car as well. The setup's obviously wrong as well, as we see now.
Rakivic comes in, and that lets Pascal back up to 2nd, but Rakivic will be right behind him and with several minutes. So yes, here we go. He's not wasting any time, is he?
He's going to get him, because look, Pascal's going to struggle, and now as well Rakivic struggling as well. Getting the power down with attack mode is tricky. Don't think they've accounted for it, and it's a downhill segment of the track. 90% of the track is downhill, so you're always fighting the oversteer.
Yes, there's another battle. Jonathan Jones holding on to 7th on the night from Diego and Horvath. Let's have a brief look at that battle on stream at the moment, with Horvath just closing on the back of Diego. As Rakivic now right behind Eggert, as Giordano has dropped behind Verratti, so Verratti using attack mode has got back through him, and Barry Benson holding on impressively to 15th at the moment, right behind Capriola as Rakivic. Now nobody wants to be in attack mode, do they, at the moment, through the snake?
They've got to use it as well. They've got to use all their attack.
Because it's such a big advantage at the exit of turn 17 all the way through to the chicane at 18-19. And here we go, Rakivic taking full advantage now, closing on the back of Pascal. It keeps to the left, keeps to the outside, hopes they can break later.
He's not taking the slide!
And Rakivic, just completes the movement, almost squeezes there.
I think there was a little touch.
Blumshine wisely seeing that Rakivic has gone for attack mode as well himself to respond and defend. This is all going Tobias Blumshine's way, isn't it?
I'm just taking a look at it on the replay monitor. I've got directly below. I think there was slight contact as well. So
Joshua Hamilton now has gone for attack mode as himself.
Yeah.
Homewood is the only one not to go for it so far, I think, as we're all seeing the strategies diverge and bounce around behind. Michael Steffel gamely carrying on in 6th with his bent steering. And Rakivic will have less attack mode. He'll be in it for less longer than Blumshine. For a shorter amount of time, rather. So it's looking like it's a case of limiting the damage here, making sure Blumshine doesn't escape down the road. As we see Barry Benson finally overcome Verardi up the inside as this close battle. Now Giordamana going for attack mode once more as Capriola emerges right in the front, just behind Verardi, and in between the two black and the Into the Points car and the Hungarian racing car. As Zidzi now wants a piece of the action too, and Giordamana just in front of Lahoven and Stefan having a sort of great sort of five-way battle for 15th here. 14th, isn't it? With Verardi just up the road. Here we go. Capriola with his attack mode. Not leaving anything on the table here, but let's keep an eye out in the meantime for the lead battle, just in case anything happens up there. Rakovic a second, about a second actually behind Blumschein. So Blumschein, I think, has suffered a little bit with the oversteer. Here we go. He's closing in then as they start the... This looks like, what lap are we on then? We've got 29 minutes left to go, so I don't know what lap we're on, if I'm being honest.
The timer screen's gone down my end as well, so we can't inform you there.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but certainly...
No, it's just, it's the...
You're turning on.
Yes, he did, he touched it twice.
So, so it's only the rear, so hopefully that won't damage the steering too badly. But he has Blumschein in his sights, and he's pushing to get back into the lead of the race. So Rakovic really in the title hunt if he gets to drop his worst result, as some big moves further back as Giordamana up the inside of Barry Benson once again. Darkis into the side, and Giordamana just holding on here, and Capriola spins in front of them.
He's reversing.
It looked like was that Lahoven just collected him there.
Well, he was reversing back into the path of Lahoven, so he had nowhere to go.
Gets tagged there. That looked like Stefan may have tagged him there as well. Is that the leaders actually coming through? I hope this isn't getting too messy here. Yes, there we go. That was Tobias, Rakovic and Eggert. And Eggert, I think, may have lost out a bit there.
I think it was Rakovic who just caught the front, maybe. Just got tagged. Taking a look at it again in a second.
But Rakovic now out of attack mode. Just continued to close on Blumschein. Blumschein not as confident on the power with all that extra 250 kilowatts at his disposal.
Yes, he tagged... Yeah, sorry, quick question. He tagged the rear of... he tagged the back of Rakovic.
So a scary moment there for the race leaders then. It was a good thing we cut back to see that as it started. As Zidzi now gets in front of Giordamana.
So in the space of one lap, he's hit Pascal Eggert into the wall and suffered damage in his rear left, hit the wall with the rear right, and then had second contact with the rear right, with the spin there in the back. So this has not been a quick lap.
Look at this! And Giordamana with the two Hungarian cars. Barging into the wall there. Giordamana's been made a bit of a punching bag here by these guys at the back, and round it goes! Oh dear! And how's the steering looking like on that RF4 green car? It's looking alright. Let's hope he isn't. Just avoided by Lahoven there, I think. Or was that Pascal Eggert? No, it was Eggert.
It's Eggert.
So yes, another guy spinning right in front of the race leaders. They're almost occupational hazard now, isn't it? As there we go. That looks like Stefan that Rakovic is about to lap, and just goes through as Tobias is now being held up by one of the Into the Points cars. Is that Jonathan Jones? Just in front of him.
I tell you what, when there is...
he spins! Tobias had to get heavy on the brakes there. And these bike markers not making it easy as Rakovic closing in once again. And Blumschein, this is a real occupational hazard. This is the point where you want to get into attack mode, isn't it? But if he does that, he'll have to give up track position to Milan Rakovic.
Unless Rakovic does the same thing, if he's thought the same, to get past his lap traffic.
Yes, and Zidzi is about to pass Verardi as Blumschein laps. That looks like Lahoven. And here comes Rakovic, almost making a move on Zidzi. Verardi, and hit in the back there by Joe Lahoven. Or was that Pascal? And Pascal trying to catch back up.
Yeah, it wasn't Pascal at all. He's still back at turns 17, 18.
So there we go. Rakovic squeezes his way through.
More contact. This time front left.
The back markers are going to be in all sorts of trouble after this one is over. And Lahoven having a go at Zidzi. And the two side by side. Lahoven's got the inside. Needs to be careful here because it becomes the inside once again for Zidzi. And it's in the wall.
Yeah, he does. He is in the wall. He got touched inside front
right. But he squeezes through somehow. And now Rakovic free to chase Tobias Blumschein once more. Tobias will not be happy whatsoever with those back markers. That at least Jack Giordamana had the decency to spin out of the way as Rakovic almost spins himself, pushing like crazy to keep the Iris car in sight. And Iris yet to win in Formula E in EERC. I don't think they've ever won a Formula E race.
Not as far as I can make out. Maybe Mexico last year. I think they definitely finished on the podium in that race.
Well, that was Precker won that one.
Yeah, so definitely maybe a podium then. But no, I think you're correct then. They've never won a race.
Yes, the Irish have certainly been on or close to the podium. I think Loic Mounier going, was it second in Marrakesh was their best result.
Yeah, the last one, yeah.
To present day. But Tobias could eclipse that if he can hold on from Milan Rakovic. They've both got one more attack mode left to go, 24 minutes left to go, and we will see periodically the energy remaining flip up on the timing screen.
57 for Bumshard as well. Rakovic on 58.
Yeah, so there we go. So Rakovic doing slightly better on energy, although given the way he's been pushing, that's quite surprising.
That is.
And Eggert, meanwhile, has dropped to about 5 seconds behind, and he's still trying to lap the Hungarian cars. As was there yellow in the first sector there? Not sure who that was for. But there's Steffel after his damage, continuing to struggle on. And there we go, the steering not looking ideal as Rakovic continues to give Tobias Blumschein a hard time. And look at the different lines through this final corner as well, as Rakovic gets right towards the edge of it. Look at Villarenga, who's not had the easiest of races. Oh, and there's another moment there, actually. So Dennis Villarenga for the VMS yellow, I think. Oh, and now Tobias goes for attack mode and concedes the lead. So there we go, attack mode number 2 in progress. So he's got 4 minutes now, and he's almost immediately going to tack down the inside, and Rakovic squeezes, but Tobias is through back into the lead almost immediately, and that was absolutely crucial, Joshua.
Absolutely crucial as well, because if he would stuck behind and lost out on this attack mode, it would have been, wouldn't have mattered, because a lap later, Rakovic would have just taken the attack mode anyway and then pounced back. Now, advantage to Tobias completely. He can accelerate away, create a little gap.
Oh, look at this! Jonathan Jones trying to get past Michael Steffel, and more contact. And Michael Steffel once again wedged in the wall by another driver as Jonathan Jones gets past him. And the steering still crapping all the way to the left. And I wonder if Jonathan Jones is going to be okay as well, as we see a yellow in the first sector. Not sure what that's for. It could be for that incident that we just saw. But Rakovic, yeah, still no change up front as Blumschein now continues to pull away. Rakovic sliding. So I think Rakovic has to... Now, does Rakovic wait for Blumschein's attack mode to run out and then use his? Or does he try and match and respond to what Blumschein's doing now? Here we go. This will be the crucial moment.
I'd leave it another lap.
Yeah, there we go. Sensible. Yeah. So Rakovic now, the number 5 car, playing the long game. Nick Homer. Oh, somebody in the wall. There's somebody in the wall there. And Michael Steffel is DNF'd, so that might have been him we saw in the wall, potentially. But it was a green car. I hope it wasn't Jack Giordano. No, he's on the other side of the circuit, so it might have been Stefan, actually. Yes, it was Stefan who spun. And thankfully, no one hit him. But Steffel out of the race, which is 2 DNFs in a row for him, which is going to seriously hurt his championship, even with the drop score rule in place. But Stefan has got going again. Rakovic, 1.6 now behind Tobias Blumschein, as Jonathan Jones enters attack mode number 2. But he's kind of in no man's land as Horvath behind him in the battle with... a little drift there.
Slide again.
But Roger Hamilton has cleared Nick Homewood in all the chaos. And is he close to Pascal Eggert? He's about 10 seconds behind. So I don't think Joshua Hamilton's given up on a podium here after a slightly difficult start to the race. Remember, he qualified on the second row, dropped back behind the 2 Fringer Vons. He's got past one of them, but Eggert's still in the way and a championship rival. So Hamilton needs to clear Eggert to make sure he's got the best chance of limiting the damage from Rakovic and Blumschein to his title hopes. As you see yellow in the first sector.
Here we go again.
Oh, no, it's not Stefan. At least it shouldn't be. Oh, it is now! Into the wall he goes. The rear just let go on him there. He thought he had it under control, but too much speed into the 3-4 little chicane. And, there's a Fringer Von car in the wall. And is that Larhoven? It is. And he's blocking the track right in front. Oh, who is that? Is that Tobias? No, it's not Tobias. Thank goodness. That was a Capriola.
He's coming up on it, though.
Yes, it was Samuel Capriola, who was horribly held up there. He's got going again. But, oh, my goodness. Larhoven retired now as well. So the second retirement then with 20 minutes remaining. And 2 seconds now almost, the gap that Tobias Blumschein has pulled out on Milan Rakovic. But Rakovic surely now thinking, I need to get into attack mode before he gets much further ahead. Oh, a step out. with serious damage. Let's look at this onto the straight, and he's struggling to keep that thing out the wall, isn't he? He's having to turn to the left. That means he's crabbing to the right.
This isn't good. He'll have to box to get that repaired.
Well, he might have to, because we saw what happened to Michael Settle. He continued on, and it ended in tears as Blumshine about to run out. Will Rakovic go into attack mode as Capriola, as Capriola battling with Stefan, actually. Stefan goes into the pit, that's why Capriola's got through. But Capriola's really suffering from the damage from the head-on collision into Lahoven. So good on Samuel Capriola for continuing after that, because that wasn't his fault at all. And he's having to let the runners on the different lap in front of him through, including, of course, Rakovic there, who got a percentage more, but he's dropped behind as we see yellow in the second sector now. It's not Jonathan Jones, is it? With a Horvath slowly, inexorably closing up to him, and could be a threat the later we get into this race. But certainly so. The order now, it's Blumshine from Rakovic, and Renga is also now out of the race, which is sad for him as Stefan is continues to be serviced. Blumshine leads by 1.4, so he's had a little bit of a mistake again in the snake. Being chased by Rakovic. Eggert, who's some way down the road, who's only 5 seconds down, so he's caught up a little bit. Then it is Joshua Hamilton, who's quite a way down now, so he seems to have backed off slightly. And has he sustained damage, actually? No, I don't think so. The steering looks alright, but he's certainly backed off. Then it is Nick Homewood in 5th. Jonathan Jones in 6th. Mark Horvath 7th. Ruzinski in 8th. Sonneveld 9th. And Diego in 10th, right behind, actually. So Diego Sonneveld having a good little battle, but Sonneveld has just got through, I'm assuming, with his or just gone into attack mode, and that's why Diego's so close to the back of him. And
desperate. Oh god.
Yeah, the only other close battle, of course, is Rakovic finding Blumshine for the lead. But Sonneveld does not look 10 Sonneveld does not look that confident here in the VMS car in front of him, the red VMS car, as we see yellow in the first sector. That could be Gashi or Jordan Marner in trouble. It is Gashi!
Oh,
and he's sideways across, and they're all going to have to tiptoe to get past him. That was Benson. Oh, that looked like Joshua Hamilton getting through there. Oh, it wasn't Joshua Hamilton, but Gashi in a real problem spot. And he can't get going.
Come on.
There we go. Jordan Marner right behind Verratti, and they both have to squeeze through past Gashi there. And Gashi completely stays.
Okay. Neutral.
Oh, there we go. So that...
well, what's going on here?
That looked like one of the Hungarian cars. Yeah, so he's going to the outside. He should be able to continue here if it's not too badly damaged. That's one of the green cars being let through there. And there we go. Gashi has got going without, hopefully, affecting any of the other battles too much.
I'll tell you what, though. The stewards might look at that.
Yeah, Ferrari.
That was a bit suspicious that he couldn't move, and then all of a sudden he hit someone. Someone hit him.
Rakovic is close to have been a second, actually. Sorry, as we see. That move didn't work out at all on Ferrari at the final. Oh, this looked like turn 17. He went up the inside and spun into the wall, and Jack, the steering, looking a little second hand, it must be said, as Rakovic still putting pressure on Blumshine. This has been impressive from Rakovic and Blumshine. They put on quite a show. Eggert is really, even though he was held a little bit up by traffic, Eggert has not really had much in the way of a response to the pace of these two, has he?
Not at all. He's been a bit disappointing in today's race. But it's big slide from Tobias. Did you see that come out?
Yeah, he saved that just about though. That might be how Rakovic keeps closing on him. And there is Eggert in the background there.
Yeah, poor Pascal. He hasn't delivered it today. It's not
Hamilton
his own fault.
doing the best of energy of the top four on 42%, but he's a bit too far back to really, unless Hamilton thinks there's going to be an extra lap. So Blumshine and Rakovic, whoever's in the lead, and when we get to the end, we'll have to manage this to perfection if they want to win. Diriyah and Rakovic using all the road and a bit of the wall there to get through the final corner.
Yeah, they're all just literally pushing as much as they can as they head down the bobsleigh run once again.
And he's closed up. There we go, 7 tenths the gap. So it looks like Tobias takes the first few corners very easy, doesn't he?
Yeah, and then he starts sliding. Look at the rear of the car. Down this second half, the elevation changes.
Tyre life could be a bit of an issue here, because we saw it in qualifying. They were pushing to the max and spinning all over the place. And here, they've had to put that under control.
These are the hardest corners, by the way, in Formula E. This little section here at the bottom half of the bobsleigh run. You make one mistake, you'll just start bouncing. The car won't stop. you're bounced from one wall to the next, then you just fall
Yeah,
down.
we saw
bounce
Eggert had a bit of a
inside.
pinball moment
Yeah.
in qualifying as Blumshine. Once again having a bit of a moment in turn 16. Reykjavik, does he smell blood in the water here? I mean,
Yeah, he's
in a
frozen.
poor choice of words for me to say in Saudi Arabia, where there's plenty of blood being spilled, but not a lot of water to spill it in, as Reykjavik continues to give Tobias Blumshine a
he's
hard
twitching.
time. Yes,
Yeah,
there we
car's
go.
twitching.
Tobias now feeling the pressure in the closing stages. Never won in EA. He's not
Oh,
won
he's touched
in
the wall! Sorry, Tobias tagged the wall!
Yes, he did indeed. And now this lets Reykjavik close right on him. Both of them messed up the curb there and got a little bit more of it than they bargained for. The walls constantly seeping out of them, and this nose camera gives you a great view of that, of sort of how it's like a fisheye lens, and it's a bit like Monaco at high speed. The walls get closer and closer each lap. It's a sort of warp perspective you get.
What is
after-
it? With...
Oh! And Stefan in the middle of the circuit, and both of them have to hit the wall to avoid being stuck and having a dead stop there. And it's Pascal Eggert, and someone else has spun as well, as Pascal may not even know about it. He's about to come on that as well, and actually the car has cleared, I think, so Pascal should be okay then. Yeah, I wasn't sure who that was, but certainly they're both right together now, and it's Tobias Blumshine steering okay.
No!
Oh, no, he was first into that car, wasn't he? And could that have cost him the win, Joshua?
It would have.
Stefan just spinning in front of him as he's got going again now. And I wasn't sure who else that was who hit him. It might have been someone in the midfield. As Reykjavik goes for... I don't think he realised. They went for their second attack mode already. They don't have a third one. He may not have realised there, so he's given up a bit of time. That will give a little yippee for Tobias Blumshine there, because he's still got a bit of attack mode to play, but he's got 2% less energy and a slightly damaged steering column.
Has he hit it? Has he got it? I can't see at the moment if he's actually
He
managed
didn't.
to take it.
No, he
missed
didn't,
it.
because
He
he
missed
used
it.
both of them up. It's only 2 attack modes at the circuit, 4 minutes each.
Ah, okay,
There was
okay.
originally the plan was to have 4
Force
attack
two,
modes
yeah.
at 2 minutes each, but they didn't get it right, and so they've had to sort of make do with the same rules from Rome, I guess, with the attack mode length and number of activations available. Conan is going through his last attack mode at the moment and down 11th, but he's a long way down in the Finavon, number 24, in 11th. But he is still in the lead lap, the last car that is. Gianluana still a couple of seconds behind Verardi. And we battle for... Oh, look at this on board with Tobias as he fights the car and bumps the wall just temporarily. And that will give Reykjavik a little bit of excitement as Eggert is slowly... He's now only about 4 seconds behind Reykjavik. So Eggert's not completely out of this just yet. And Reykjavik trying to use attack mode again. He doesn't seem to realise he doesn't have one. So Milan, just stop trying. You've used them both, mate. The rules don't change.
Yeah.
If you want to get angry at someone, blame Pascal because he couldn't get the extra 2 attack modes in. So I think Milan will probably get the message now that he clearly hasn't realised. Because Pascal maybe he didn't get the message from Pascal.
So now...
The more he does that,
lost,
the more it
yeah.
gives... as Ten
Tobias.
Sonneveld drops behind. Diego
that's
is now
why.
stuck.
Oh, no.
This seems to be quite a regular occurrence, doesn't it? Where drivers Austin Powersing their way out.
Yes.
And is that Pascal having to squeeze through past him? No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. It
No,
was
no, it's
Nick
everyone.
Homewood.
Homewood going through, and that was so close. I thought to
Or
myself,
it might have
for just
been
a
one of the other
second.
Finavon. I think it may actually have been Nick Conan. Yeah, it was Nick Conan.
Yeah.
There we go. As the leaders are out to lap him as well. And there we go. But certainly Sonneveld now a lap down. And not a great minute of ending to his race, it's looking like. But Homewood has actually gone into his final attack mode just now in a bid to try and catch back up to Joshua Hamilton. As Reykjavik is let through by Sonneveld. And a little bit of a moment there. Sonneveld doesn't look like his incident. He didn't get away unscathed from that one, it seems. As we've got another lapped car to negotiate. Tobias will be absolutely hating this. Big drift by Rian Reykjavik once more. I think Reykjavik's getting a bit desperate now, isn't he? Because you can see Tobias right in front of him. But Tobias is managing the energy and not taking too many risks.
I hear the US Army want to take a look at that Formula E car when it's done so they can build tanks out of it. That's insane the amount of damage it's taken this race and not had any issues.
Yeah, maybe they can once they've maybe they can sell that tank to the Saudis as well. But hey, the Ring of One in the wall just ahead of them. Luckily gets out of the way. And is that Pascal Eggert who's caught up to them? No, it isn't. That must
that's
be
Homewood, isn't it? No, it is Eggert. He's caught up to them. Eggert has caught up to the back of his bag.
No, this is a lap car in front of him, actually, of Sonneveld that he's trying to negotiate, and he goes up the inside, so that must be... who am I thinking of? Nick Conan, of course. There he is. As Rakovic is now right in the slipstream, actually. Half a second with 10 minutes remaining. This is the moment, then, to attack, and once again, Rakovic goes for an attack mode that he's not going to get, and almost has to let Nick Conan back through again, but Nick Conan a lap down. And Rakovic actually he did have an attack mode left over. There we go. So he failed to use his second one. I didn't quite follow that, but he was clearly trying to activate it early and missed the activation zone. But now he's collected it, so maximum pressure now on Tobias Blumschein, because Rakovic, if he can get close enough, will breeze past down the straight. So Tobias needs to build a gap pronto.
Yeah, this is getting to the end stage of the race now, inside the last 10 minutes. There's no +1 lap, so Tobias needs to get that gap. Pascal Eggert needs to close back up again and get through that lap traffic, and really now, the pressure
Joshua Hamilton has responded.
Tobias just tagged the wall on the inside front right. That's not going to help his steering. Look how much time he lost.
Yeah, and Tobias already with the damaged steering. It looks like it might swing away from him. Despite a brilliant drive, Tobias might have to settle for second through no real fault of his own, it must be said, with the traffic just spinning in front of him and not giving him a chance to react. But if he can hold off Rakovic, what a victory this would be for Tobias Blumschein. He's got 8 minutes left to go, but look how close Rakovic has got.
Yellow
in the final sector. There we go. That's that looked like one of the Hungary cars as Jack Giordano gets up to 14th now, but Rakovic is dangerously close to the back of Tobias Blumschein. And is he going to try and move up into the no. Let's have a look at that steering, because Rakovic I don't think has avoided punishment either, but as somebody had a bit of a moment and has recovered. And where is Pascal Eggert? Oh, he's not far behind, is he? Only about 2 seconds now. So Tobias' little moment has opened up. It's now a three-way battle once again. As I said at the start, Hobart is about to run out of his attack mode, so he wasn't quite able to catch up to Hamilton in the end. And 8 seconds the gap between the two. But Rakovic is still at 3 minutes 7. Oh, look at this. That's one of the VMS cars almost in the way, but just getting out of the way just in time for Tobias Blumschein. Rakovic squeezes through as well. But this could be Rakovic's best shot at the lead. He's got 2 minutes left to go, so it has to be this lap or the next one if he's going to use his attack mode. Will Tobias go to the inside to defend? Oh, it doesn't look like he's thinking about it.
Close.
That thinks better of it, I guess. And
impressive he actually thought about that, just to say, no, I'm going to take it easy. I don't want to
Well, he kept his options open there. And this, once again, Rakovic gets really close to the back on the main contact. Oh, and he's just squeezed through there. And Tobias barge out of the way into second place. And oh, he will not be happy about that at all. That was such a late move there. Oh, he's going to dive at the inside. Oh,
contact!
And he spun him around there. And oh, very questionable driving by the pair of them, it must be said. And Pascal Eggert now right behind the lead. And if Tobias Blumschein's steering was bent before, it's going to be buckled and blundering throughout the rest of this lap as Rakovic has got going again in third with no doubt damage himself. But Pascal Eggert now with a golden opportunity. The leaders, the tempers fraying and boiling over. And Pascal Eggert in the hot sun in Diriyah could have an amazing sting in the tail here against Tobias Blumschein and snatch the lead away from him. He doesn't need attack mode, he just needs to make sure he stays out of time. He's diving up the inside, it's against Tobias. Almost spins. How did he hold on to that one? Somehow he did.
Look at this, he's losing time down the straight now as well. Pascal's going to get in the slipstream. If he can get alongside, he can block any attack on the inside to turn 21,
this
the last corner.
This is going to be very, very controversial post-race. Milan Rakovic will not be happy. Tobias will not be happy, and there's an incident in the background that looked like Stefan or
stepping out,
spinning again. There's a Nick Conan drops behind Diego, and this looks like Giordano about to be put second lap down.
Well out of the way. Someone's gone round. Look at the inside of the corner.
Oh, Giordano gets away in front and causes a massive traffic jam there. Jack, what are you doing? Oh, dearie me.
Welcome to destruction in Diriyah.
Yes, indeed. There we go, there's the percentages then. 15 for Blumschein, 16 for Eggert, 17 for Rakovic. So Rakovic, if he has avoided damage, might not be completely out of this yet, but Joshua Hamilton, he'll be happy that the leader's ready. Right into the wall that looked like for Pascal Eggert. And oh my goodness, is the steering okay? Oh no, it is not. It is crabbing, it looks a bit like to the left. And that is a big mistake from Pascal, just like we saw in qualifying. And that has potentially handed it... Oh, is the steering okay? It looks just about manageable. So
I can't tell yet.
The two wounded warriors.
Oh, and PA hit the wall again in the exit.
So it really is just a case of who has got a car that is not damaged. Rakovic, amazingly, might still be in this, despite that late attack mode bid not working out. And you sensed that move. I have to say it was a desperate move.
Pascal's trying to go for attack mode.
He is, yes. He did have a final attack mode to use, and now he uses it, but he's given up position to Rakovic. Oh no, don't try the inside. We saw what happened last time. Rakovic won't be so... big spin! No! He's almost lost it again. We saw this when Pascal used attack mode for the first time, didn't we?
Yeah, he just keeps lighting up the rear tyres, and now it's really going to be a problem.
And that could potentially hand it to Blumshine again.
Where's Joshua Hamilton in all this battle? He's started to close.
Still a way down, actually.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, but he's still got quite a bit of energy, so depends if these guys barging into each other has made them forget what lap they were on, then potentially Josh Hamilton could take advantage of doing an extra lap. If Tobias Blumshine just does an extra lap to punish those behind, it ends up not having enough to finish himself. But he is quite low on energy, 11% at the moment, so Tobias will have to be very, very careful in the next couple of minutes if he wants to hold on to the win here. 1.7 the gap to Miljan Rakovic, and has Pascal made another mistake? Oh, he's about to.
There, yeah.
And he just about survived there, so yeah. That's something. This extra power, it's not worked out for anybody so far in this race, has it?
No, they've
Every
really
time they've gone for attack mode, they have to because it's in the rules. But no one's really been able to make it stick apart from in the back order. And even then, they've had their moments spinning immediately after getting by someone. Barry Benson impressively holding on to 13th in what I'm assuming is his first appearance in Formula E.
Well, it's just like his dad used to say, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, I was disappointed that we got the Prix of Ons that are black and orange. Why isn't Barry Benson's car black and yellow as Nick Conan is right behind Sonneveld now in the battle for the final position in the top 10, which of course is 10th, as you'd expect. And,
well, yeah, that would make sense. It's like, that's a Moeism right there, right?
Yeah, I guess. As Pascal taking it, I was about to say taking it noticeably more easy now his steering is not behaving in the way he would like it to. And Rakovic still the best paced on energy, and is that Tobias just ahead of him?
I can't say that on this, I'm not gonna.
We could see Tobias Blumshine versus Miljan Rakovic part 2 then. Is that Barry Benson still in the battle with Zidzi ahead of him for 12th? And that looked like a bit of a hit for Zidzi. So let's have a brief look at this battle. Is Barry B. Benson going to burst out of the hive here and get that sweet, sweet honey in the form of 12th place? I'm trying to think of B-movie metaphors, but it's been ages since I've seen that. Doesn't that film have a court case in it?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
I should think of some legal metaphors. There's a yellow in the first sector. I wonder what that is about. No, it's certainly not about Alban Gashi, that's for sure. As Zidzi continues, but now he's got Benson all over, and Barry Benson pulls to the outside in his black and red car. Big lock up for Zidzi. He forces Benson to go the long way round. Will Benson tuck to the inside? No, he thinks better of that. Yeah,
just to cut
it wisely so. So Barry Benson has to drop out there, and Rakovic now has got the gap there under a second and almost bins it in the wall there.
He did that. I'll tell you one thing as well, just quickly, the Beat movie, a movie that I can watch on repeat again and again and again. It's fantastic. Never get tired of it.
Really?
I watched it 3 times one night.
It's a weird movie. I'm still amazed that it exists.
Fantastic.
My favourite character in that is the boyfriend who hates Barry and is annoyed at him.
Look, my favourite line as well, when they start college as well, and they look behind, it's graduation day, and his friend looks behind and says, "Oh, she's cute." He says, "That's my cousin." Is it really? Yes, we're all cousins. I was like, wow.
Rakovic pushing like crazy. Here we go. We're in the final minute. This could be the final lap of the race then. And Tobias Blumshine holds on by the skin of his teeth as Egger, he's hit the wall again. He's out of it.
Oh, no.
So it is now a two-way battle. But Rakovic, did you see, just hit the barrier extended there. I really think they should push that barrier in. There's no excuse really with this Diriyah circuit, given how much has been spent on it. So narrow, needlessly narrow in places. Rakovic has another hit with the wall. And this looks a bit desperate now, doesn't it? Is it going to be another lunge on Tobias Blumshine, or will Tobias just hold on? And I think both of these drivers will have some cross words to say after the race with one another.
What is it about Saudi Arabia and dangerous street circuits? I mean, I'm not looking forward to this weekend's F1 race that much because of what we saw last time.
Well, I'm not looking forward to it at all because I won't be watching. So this
Well,
is the only Saudi Arabia action
yeah.
I'll be seeing all year.
Surprisingly, though, Ed, you might like to know that the race is currently under threat because there was a missile strike just near the circuit. So they're
That's
currently
not surprising at all.
deciding what to do, yeah.
Rakovic having another think about it, and I think that's it. I think there's not much he can do unless Tobias
that's
runs
it.
out with 2% remaining. The other in the post, the time has run out, so Tobias Blumschein just holds up at the final corner, and he's going to win!
Oh, he lost it!
As Rakovic spins, but it's too late. Tobias Blumschein wins the Diriyah E-prix with the smallest of margins left in the tank. And that's well deserved, but certainly that moment where he barged into the side of Milan Rakovic will be analysed by the stewards, and with a close finish we could see some recriminations. Pascal Eggert finishes third as
one thing they might say
Diego
is
held off Sonneveld for ninth, by the way, and Conan was 11th as Hamilton now finishes fourth. I believe that's Jack Giordamana just about to finish down in 15th, which will be his best finish of the season. Nick Homewood is also right behind, about to finish in 5th, and look,
traffic
car cars have just stopped suddenly. That looks like Stefan and Gashi. Potentially, Gashi's out actually. So here we go, Nick Homewood will finish with Jonathan Jones. Oh no, that's not Jones, that's one of the other Into the Points red cars, just celebrating. And there we go, that was Jack Giordamana finishing down there. So there we go, looks like only Krzysztof Ruzinski left to go then, and he will take 8th, which is a pretty good finish for him, his best of the season. And there we go, so quite an exciting end, but to the victor go the spoils, and the victor is, for the first time in a long time that we've been able to say this in ERC, it's Tobias Blumschein.
Yes! Fabulous!
So
well deserved.
Josh, would you like to take us through the race results?
I can't see them. I really would like to, but I can't see them.
Okay, well neither can I.
Oh, well, this is
there we go. I can now.
I'll tell you what.
Shall I read through them?
If you want me to take them, if you've got them, you can take them.
Okay, so it is victory then for Tobias Blumschein, narrowly from Milan Rakovic after bumping and barging galore between the two, and as usual in Diriyah, it didn't end entirely happily, but Tobias took the victory. And Pascal Eggert held on to finish third. Joshua Hamilton, championship leader, he banked some good points in the 47 into the points car in his first race for the rebranded team, but he keeps his points, of course, because it's still E-Media Racing, essentially. He finishes fourth. Nick Homewood finishes fifth. Pretty decent, solid score. Third and fifth for Frina Vond. Sixth for Jonathan Jones into the points red, number 27. One of his best finishes as well. Mark Horvath, seventh in the Hungarian HML car. Krzysztof Ruzinski for the RF4 team in number 63, he finishes 8th. Adrian Diego is 9th, just holding off 10 Sonneveld, rounding out the top 10. And everyone down to only the top 8 were on the lead lap, so that really shows the dominance of the leading trio. We've still got another page of results, so let's have a consultation of that. Nick Conan finishing 11th from Barry B. Benson in 12th. So he did beat Zidzi. Zidzi finishing 13th in the end, ahead of Mark Verardi, our very own Jack Giordamana in 15th in the number 23. Samuel Capriola, number 23, just like Michael Jordan. Samuel Capriola in number 46, purple and blue and pink car, finishes 16th, ahead of Stefan, who had his several adventures and spins. Him and Capriola really just kept barging into each other as well. And then the non-finishers, Gashi, Villarenga, and Steffel, who I believe was out near the very beginning, and Lahoven, of course, who didn't get very far at all. So there you go. That's your that's your positions and your race. Let's have a talk with the protagonist then. Shall we see if Tobias will talk? It's probably easier if I befriend him. Oh no, he's already a friend. No surprises there, and drag him in.
You go and talk with the drivers. I'll have to dash off because I have to take a important call for this weekend. But great race, great action. Glad I was able to help out. And see you next time, Ben. See you next time, everybody else, from me.
Thank you for helping, Josh.
Pleasure.
We've just been joined then by our race winner. Nope, he disappeared. So I was trying to move to Team Iris, so he moved back. He didn't like the fact that I dragged him in there. Oh dear. Shall we talk to Joshua Hamilton then, if Tobias doesn't want to talk? Because I want to keep dragging him and battling him. We're joined now by 4th place finisher, Joshua Hamilton. Josh, is it okay if we speak? I just tried to talk to Tobias, and I think he's not in a talky mood. Although Ruzinski is waiting for an interview, so I don't want to cause a big fight here. Joshua, are you there? No. Okay, let's get...
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
There we go. So, 4th place for you, Joshua. Not an ideal qualifying.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm really, really unwell today.
Okay. But still, all things considered, 4th in that context is a pretty decent result.
Yeah.
And, easily your worst of the season, though, so you can drop it, I guess, unless you have an even worse result somewhere else. Heaven forbid. But if 4th is your worst result of the season, then that's a pretty good season it's shaping up. But it looked like you got in a battle with Nick Homewood, and he was really the only person you had to fight today. And you got in front of him, so that's a pretty good day's work then.
Yeah, I was just trying to keep my focus in that and just cause no issues for anyone else, because at the minute I'm just feel not fully with it sort of thing. So not a good day.
Yeah. But you'll be pleased to hear, because House Sonneveld, was not racing today. I think you still lead the championship overall.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm not sure how the drop scores factor into things. I think even in that, 2nd and 1st, you're still in pretty good shape. So
yeah, luckily.
So certainly with Diriyah out the way, next round, of course, is going to be Marrakesh. Good circuit for you, Joshua?
I've driven a bit of Marrakesh. It's an interesting circuit. I can't remember how I am at it. Hopefully I'm alright. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it though.
Certainly. But anyway, good effort today, and I'm sure you're one of the few people who stayed out of trouble today. There were lots of backmarkers spinning and getting in the way.
Oh no, I didn't stay out of trouble.
Oh, no.
My car was crabbing.
Okay, well, you were far from the only one. I'm going to see if Nick Homewood has joined us now too.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Josh.
Hi Nick.
That was
Hello
fun.
Yeah, it was definitely.
Yeah, I did not have the pace to catch up with you.
Yeah, we saw
couldn't
you,
get
Nick. You
past
went
you,
into
though.
attack mode to try and catch back up, and it didn't quite work out because Joshua just responded. Didn't
Yeah, I was. This is the one I usually have fairly good pace, but can't reach the energy target. And today I could reach the energy target, but I had no pace.
Yeah, energy target was quite easy for this one.
Yep. But I was probably being too careful because I knew how tricky the track was. I just wanted to get to the end.
Mm.
I was probably the only person that finished the race with an undamaged car.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Pascal didn't either, because I saw him go straight into the wall at one point. But anyway, Josh Hamilton, Nick Homewood, our 4th and 5th place finishers. Great to talk to you, but I think we're going to try and drag in our race winner once again. We're now joined by Tobias Blumschein. No, he leaves almost to me. Tobias really doesn't want to talk today. I'm sorry. I thought I'd give him a little bit of time to calm down. Shall we try 2nd place man, Miljan Rakovic, then? And see if he's a bit more... I'll have him as a friend, see if he notices that. And see if he is a bit more talkative.
I suspect from what I saw on the broadcast while I was driving, there might be a steward's inquiry. About that one.
We've just been joined now by 2nd place finisher Miljan Rakovic. So Miljan, I know there was some controversial moments in that race, but certainly you were very strong in group qualifying. Just missing out on pole position, of course, ended up starting 3rd. And then Tobias and Michael Steffel came together and you took the lead. There was a while period there where it was looking very good for you. So talk us through if you can. I know there might be a steward's inquiry going on, so we might not potentially have the final results just yet. But is there anything you can tell us about the race? Milan, are you there? No, okay.
Can
Milan.
you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you now, Milan.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay. Well, first of all, good evening, and thanks for the race. It was really excellent. It was fun. The whole deal with the DLC track, it was really good decision. And when it comes to race, well, firstly in quali, it was a really good lap, and both times in the dark I was putting the good lap in. And then when it came in the Super Pole, car just didn't felt great. The track was, I don't know, weird. I couldn't put the lap in, but it was okay. And then on the start, I saw that those two in front were fighting really hard, and then I think I thought at the moment that they will crash eventually or do some stupid mistake, so I can go pass through, and it just did. And then through the race, I was pushing like madman, and I was aiming for 1+ lap, as we have counted into the team. And yeah, well, the fighting with Tobias was great actually. First time when I got through and he tried to pass, I did leave the space over there beside the wall, and I expected the same thing when I did attack, but he banged me into the wall sadly.
Yeah,
and
he
then
spun you out almost. It looked like.
Yep, and then the next turn, the turn 1, I believe, and the hit. I don't know what to comment about it. I mean, it felt like some.
It
kind
felt
of
like he was
revenge.
upset about the previous move, that maybe he felt you dived at the inside really late, and that he sort of felt he didn't have any room. But we'll have to see. We haven't talked to Tobias yet. We tried to a few times and he left. So, but certainly, despite that happening, you held off Pascal really well near the end, because Pascal was in attack mode himself. And you had a few goes at getting it, because I didn't realise you hadn't used your second attack mode on commentary, because I wasn't paying attention very well, clearly, to who had attack mode and who didn't. I need to have a tally sheet and just cross it off each time someone uses it.
Well, actually, I had a big problem with this attack mode. I did run for it twice, and it didn't activate itself, and I was so pissed off.
Yeah, I thought you'd used them already, and you'd forgotten that it was only 2 attack modes activations and not 4, like everyone had thought going in, until Pascal realised he'd messed up the setting.
No, I actually just did use 2 of them, but the 2 attempts that I missed was thrown away. So it was what it was. Well, fighting with the guard at the end, I don't know. I haven't even paid attention on him. I was just focusing on getting back to the Tobias and try to attack him again and pass. And I did try in the last lap, but it was too late. So
yeah, I saw you having a little go at the final chicane there. But,
actually,
a little bit too far back. But it was certainly a great effort. So after Rome ended really disappointingly with that race-ending crash at the chicane, you've now got, remember, we've got the drop score, so third in Berlin and second in Saudi Arabia, so that's certainly putting your championship back on track as we look forward to Marrakesh. Is that a good track for you, Milan? Shall we expect you to be up the front again?
Well, we shall see. It was the first time on the whole 3 tracks, and the next one will be the first attempt for me, but we will see. I believe I will be there, and the team will be whole again, so...
That means House Sonneveld will be there, so the 2 VMS cars will battle out.
Yep, so it will be fun to try to get the 1-2 for the team, so I believe we have a chance for that, and we have a pace, surely, so we shall see.
Okay. But anyway, great to talk to you, Milan, and best of luck for the rest of the season. That was certainly an entertaining performance you and Tobias put on today. Tobias, unfortunately, is disconnected, so we won't be hearing from the man who crossed the line first and is the provisional race winner. We'll see, but we may have talked to, depending on how the stewards' inquiry goes, we may see some penalties being handed out, but hopefully it doesn't. But either way, second or first, that's a great result for you, Milan. And we'll talk to you again soon, and best of luck.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Have a good night.
Will do.
See you guys.
Good night. Anyway, we're just going to see who the stragglers left in the server. I believe we've got Dennis Vieranga now joining us, also from VMS Sun Edits. Dennis, not a great finish to the race for you. Looks like there were a lot of problems there, and you were certainly far from the only one. Do you want to tell us anything about your race, if you're there? No response yet from Dennis Vieranga, so we'll see. Let's see if Stefan wants to talk. The mysterious, elusive Stefan G. Oh, no, wrong place. There we go. Stefan, can we talk to you for a moment? Are you okay to talk? Waiting on Dennis to get back, and he seems to be elsewhere. No Dennis, no Stefan. So let's talk to Pascal Eggert then, because he's certainly the only one I know who will still be around. Pascal, are you there? All quiet on the Western Front, it would seem.
As actually, I'm here. I just
Oh,
where
Stefan!
you were talking to me over TeamSpeak.
Oh, sorry about that, Stefan. So, anyway, Stefan, there was a lot of things going on, a lot of spins, and some of them were you, unfortunately.
Most
but
of
you
them
got
I would
to the end,
expect.
didn't you? You got to the end down in
Yeah,
16th, did you?
Yeah, the 17th, I think.
They almost had it right.
So I got 2 places, actually.
Oh, wow.
Which is nice, I guess. So, like, still going slow and steady. Like, wins the race. I mean, maybe not wins, but goes 17th. Yeah, way too less practice.
Yes, there's a bit of a there's certainly a bit of consternation up front. I'm not sure if you got to see any of it while you were being lapped, unfortunately, but there was a really close battle between basically all the back marker. You and was it the Ring of Honor? Was it Lahoven you were fighting with, Stefan, for a lot of the race?
No, I don't think. Like
there was basically Jack Jordan, the 2 Hungarian racing cars of Zidzi.
And the problem was, I think that I was 1 lap down already at that point.
Okay.
So I kind of like I was catching up to them, but like not really fighting them. But it was still nice because then I had like somebody to pretend I race against.
But it's also important to get experience as well near the back, and I know you.
No, definitely.
You're sort of a 1-car team, aren't you, Stefan? A one man, one name, Stefan. I never figured out what the G stood for, and never said on the timing screen.
Yeah, I never said anyway.
Okay.
No, I mean it's like the first season for me. Like I picked up sim racing only like I guess now it's almost a year. But, like I'm still somewhat fresh to sim racing, so I'm still trying to get the feeling and the practice and like get better at braking and stuff like that.
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. I was just seeing there's a bit of a behind-the-scenes trash talking, people like insulting one another at the race leaders, all having a big fallout. Apart from Milan seemed very cool about it actually, for the most part when we talked to him. But but certainly, are you looking forward to the Marrakesh then? As we look forward to the next round on the 6th of April, do you think that's going to be a better track for you, Stefan? Because obviously
definitely.
It's a bit more traditional, a little bit more space. Let's put it that way.
I also
than the likes of Diriyah and Rome.
Yeah, I will also have more time for practice, so we'll definitely go.
Oh, that's key as well, because I can imagine having to do Saudi Arabia without practice. To be fair, it's not a track I would practice on, but probably not for the same reasons. I don't like the track, but it's more because of where it's located, not anything to do with the design of the track itself. But I certainly had to. It was an interesting commentary, and certainly the only time I'll be watching any racing in Saudi Arabia at all is when it's virtual and not actually in Saudi Arabia. But certainly you put on entertaining. You gave us a few heart and mouth scares as the leaders had to go either side of you. Did any of them hit you at any point when you were sideways on the track, or were you mercifully able to? Was everyone able to avoid you in time?
Oh, at some point somebody hit me, and this was just after I got my steering fixed, so I had to get it fixed again.
We did see you coming in the pits, having to repair the steering.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. That was like, oh, he's in a battle with someone. No, that's him being overtaken. He's in the pits. Yeah. So that was entertaining. Anyway. Pascal, are you able to talk to us at the moment?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So thank you very much, Stefan, and congrats on your 17th place finish, because I think you finished only twice this season. I think that might be one of your better results. Did you finish in Berlin as well, or was it Rome you finished?
No, Berlin is not attracted like me, it seems.
Apart from there were so many retirements in Berlin, I lost track. But anyway, thanks very much for talking to us, Stefan, and we'll see you again in Marrakesh. But let's now move on to 3rd place finisher, Pascal Eggert. So, Pascal, it certainly seemed like all the carnage was going on ahead of you in this race, and there was a little bit of a chance maybe to attack Milan Rakovic near the end, but you went straight into the wall, I think, and damaged the steering yourself. So, couldn't really take advantage, unfortunately. But still, 3rd, another podium. That's encouraging, really, after Berlin did not go to plan to finish 2nd and 3rd in rounds 2 and 3. Oh, that's a nice little symmetry there. I didn't notice that before.
I had some damage quite early on when I dropped back a little bit, but then Toby and Milan were fighting again at the front, and I was getting closer and closer till they had the contact, and then I was right behind Toby and thought, I can do this. And then I had another quite hefty contact with the wall, unfortunately.
Yeah, I noticed that in qualifying you had a massive pinball and you were on board with it, where it felt like you got offline and then you just were bumping into one wall and then the next, and it felt like a bit difficult to... you couldn't really stop it. You were a passenger at that point, basically.
There's basically one line through there that you want to take, and as soon as you touch the wall, you're a passenger, as you said, and like when you're in Group 1, you get so cold for the top 5 shootout. It's really tricky. But yeah, that's kind of the charm of it as well, to be then there and deliver.
So Pascal, your own season getting off to a very strong recovery, but we are seeing quite some consternation behind the scenes between VMS Sunedits and Team Iris, particularly with the battle between Tobias Blumschein and Milan Rakovic. And we heard a little bit from Rakovic earlier, and we got his view on the incident. How are the stewards going to manage this then? And not that we don't have to give a completely 100% transparent answer if we don't want the public to know, because I'm not sure there are many people still listening to the stream anyway.
I saw the incident happening. It was interesting, to say the least. I'm gonna look at it afterwards, and I won't make
we got a lot of comments
decision.
in chat, actually.
I won't make the final decision since I'm kind of involved.
Hal Sonneveld has typed in chat that he thinks Milan will be awarded victory because he's congratulating Milan on the win. And Sunedit seem to think Tobias will be given a 5-second penalty, but that's of course speculation. So Tobias will be the provisional winner for now, but we'll let you know at the beginning of our broadcast for the next round in Marrakesh. And we tried to get word from Tobias, but he left, understandably, perhaps a bit annoyed, and we definitely saw a bit of anger from Tobias on track, and it's a shame because Tobias otherwise put in a really, really strong performance. So let's hope that he still gets to finish on the podium at least, because certainly not the easiest start for the season for Tobias in Berlin and Rome, and finally getting on the podium would be a deserved result for him, and let's hope. We'll have to see how the stewards' inquiry goes, but it's either Rakovic or Tobias Blumschein that has won the race, and either way, you definitely finished third, at least, Pascal. So that's great for you. And any closing thoughts, guys? Anything we haven't covered yet in the race? Because it felt like there were a lot of spinners, a lot of people who were blocking the track at certain points, and a lot of scares. I noticed you had a few scary moments there, Pascal. If by the way, there was a green car with the number 23 written on it that you bumped into because it was blocking the track. That was Dan Giornamana. So I apologise on his behalf, because me and him are good friends. He
just spun out on his own.
Oh, well. Well, that's a typical Jack Giornamana thing to do, unfortunately. But he got to the end, which is a rare sight. I'm very happy to see him finish in 15th place, which is a difficult
track.
Exactly, and not my favourite track, but I'll give it to the Jack Giornamana. That was his best performance yet, and so a lot of positives to take from this race. Even at the bang we heard from Stefan earlier, of course. So next round will of course be Marrakesh, Morocco on the 6th of April, but it is still Joshua Hamilton that leads the way, but with the drop scores coming into play, we could see the likes of Milan Rakovic, Pascal Eggert, and Hal Sonneveld get back into contention. It's definitely a 4 or 5 horse race at the very minimum, and but the stewards battle, the stewards inquiry will go on long into the night here in Diriyah in Saudi Arabia. Tobias Blumschein, the provisional winner on the road, but he has some. It's going to be quite some questions put his way by the stewards, and we'll have to see how that goes. But I've been Edward Hunter. Joshua Birch was joining me in commentary, and I hope you enjoyed our commentary and the voice performance we put on. Thanks once again to Pascal and everyone else at EERC Formula E for putting on a great show. We'll see you in just a few weeks' time in Marrakesh. Have a good night, and by the way, happy birthday to my good friend Harrison, as I forgot to mention that earlier in the broadcast. So he's having a great time today, I'm sure. But have a good time, Harrison. And to everyone else, thank you for watching, and good night.